everyone, welcome to the object identification technique part 8. So in the previous video hopefully everything was helpful, and please like and subscribe for this video, and put your comments also if you're looking more information or any query. Okay, let's go directly to the object identification technique. So in this video I am going to explain how to identify the how to create the XPath with parent and child relationship. That's what I'm going to explain about this one. Okay, fine. In this video, if we see here is the first technique is what they mentioned actually, last child of element E. And here is I mentioned some technique. What do you mean by last child of element E? Okay, let me open this Excel sheet. Sorry, let me open this notepad. So here is for training purpose what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this particular site. Okay, sasdemo.com, this site only I'm going to use it right now for my training purpose. Fine. So E means I already told E is nothing but it's an element. Okay, fine. I want to identify the XPath with the help of this particular technique. Let's go here. Okay, here is, if you see, what is this actually, it's a form, it's a parent. What is this input? It's a child. How many child in the form has? 1, 2, 3. How you are saying is a child? Because this input tag is located within the form tag. So form is a parent, input 1, input 2, input 3. These are all the child. Okay, what is the technique? Our technique is saying last child of element E. What is the last child of element E? This is the last child. It means login button. Okay, how? So we are going to identify the login button with the help of this technique. Okay, let's see. First of all, directly we are going to copy paste this. Okay, that you already know that how to go here. Just right click, inspect, Control F. Okay, and people always thinking that, oh, there are so many, there are some other useful way to identify this particular element. Why you are using this one? No, you can use, or you can identify the particular element using different way. This is one of the way. Okay, so I explained so many ways in the previous video. Maybe you can go through that. Okay, in this way we are going to identify the elements with the help of the parent and child relationship. Okay, and sibling also. That's what I'm going to explain about this one. Okay, fine. What is this actually? This is nothing but it's a last child of element E. What is the last child here? This is a 1, right? And what is the parent here? Form. So can we replace this form? Okay, form. And star means form. Form means the parent. Star means it pull all the elements. Star means all the 3 elements. But we are looking for the last element. So last element means this is a 1. Right? See, this is a 1. So in this way we can identify the element. In this way we can identify the element. Okay, fine. What about the other technique? This other technique is last E child. What do you mean by last E child? Let's go here. Okay, what is that actually? What is the child actually? This is 1 child, 2nd child, 3rd child. I want to look for the last child. What is the child name here? Input. Just to replace with E with input. What is that? Here. Right? This is the 1. So we can identify the login button using the 2 different techniques. Right? Fine. Again, first I want to identify the previous element. Previous element means the password and the username. I want to identify. How can we identify? They are saying another technique. What is another technique? Just to go here, What is input? We already know input. We already know that, right? Input. Input last minus 1. This is the last minus 1, and minus 1 means this is the 1. Again you will be getting the doubt. If it is minus 2 means it will go here. Yes. So you can go for n number of previous element. Okay. Okay then. Hopefully you are able to understand this one. Again, boss, I want to identify only the parent only. I want to identify only the parent. How can we identify the parent? Simple. Input back forward slash, okay, double dot. If you say, immediately it is indicating this parent. Okay. Again you will be getting, boss, I want to identify this one. In this case, what should I do? Just replace with the input with form. Then it is indicating this parent. So what it is indicating? With the help of the element, you can identify your parent. Okay, the story, everything I already explained in the previous video, just to go through that. Okay, so elements can be identified with the help of this parent and child relationship. Okay, let's go for the next technique. The next technique, what they say here means, we can identify the elements with the help of the count. What do you mean by count? Let's go and see here. Okay, the element with no children. Element with no children. Let's go here. What is actually? It's a form tag, right? So how many child they have? 3 child. What about the input? Do they have any children? No. Now, can we use this technique? Instead of E, it's element, right? Input tag. Input. What is the input tag? Count star. Count star means count the number of child present. Okay, and that should be equal to 0. Here it is saying is a 3 matching. The count is showing is 3. Why? The input tag is not having any child. This is also not having any child. This is also not having any child. So 3 child. It's a 3 child. Sorry. The input tag who is not having any child. Input tag who is not having any child. So likewise, how many elements are there? 3 elements. This input tag also not have any child. This input tag also not having any child. This one input tag also not have any child. That is what it is displaying 3 matching node. But I want to identify the first one means that you already know that, right? You can use the index one. What is index? Just close the bracket and put like 1. Automatically the first one. If you put it like 2, then second element. 3, then third element. Okay. So hopefully you are able to understand this first technique. Let's go for the second technique. The element E with only one child. Element E with having only one child. Assume that form. Can we use this technique here? Element E. What is that actually? Form. Instead of E, just replace with form. Form. How many count of star means? It will return the number of child present in the form tag. How many childs are here? 1, 2, 3. So this condition is true? No. Can we put it like 3? Then is it working or not? Can we check? Yeah, it is working there. So what is that actually? The form tag having 3 child. So it is automatically highlighting. So this is a way of identifying the elements or creating the XPath. Okay, so this kind of XPath you can use it in your Selenium program and proceed further. Okay, so hopefully you are able to understand this particular how to create the XPath using this parent-child relationship. Let's go for the another technique. This technique is prepare the XPath using the sibling concept. What is a sibling? Sibling is nothing but it's a brothers and sisters kind of thing, right? So how many brothers you have? One elder, one younger. How many sister? One elder, one younger. So like this we will be saying, right? Similarly, we can identify the elements also. Which element is present in, which element is elder element or preceding, or which element is the younger one or following one. So with the help of that technique, with the help of that particular relationship, we can identify the element. Okay, for that I am going to use this particular site. Okay, demo.guru99.com test tools. So actually this site is it's a Mercury site. So the Mercury site is down right now. So the Guru 99 site they activated again. Okay, fine. Let's forget about that one. Fine. I want to identify the element with the help of the first technique. Okay, element E2 following with some sibling. Let's go here. Let's sign up. Let's go to the registry page. I want to identify this particular address tag or address label. And what we will do generally, if you want to identify here, just to go here, right click, inspect, right? That is what we will do. Okay, hover it here. Are we able to identify anything? Do we have? Let's go for our location or object identification technique. What is the technique I told in the previous video? ID needs to be there. Do we have ID here? No. Name needs to be there. Do we have name here? No. Class needs to be here. Do we have name class here? No. Tag needs to be there, but we have only one tag. Okay, then class name not there, tag name, partial link text, nothing is here. So that is what we are going to identify with the help of the XPath. XPath also it's really tough. Let's go here, B. If we go B, how many B's are here? 19 matching nodes. This is really difficult to use that. This is not unique. So that is what we are going to use this particular technique. What is the technique it's saying actually? You should use a following sibling or preceding sibling. That one you need to use it. Okay, following sibling and preceding sibling. Okay, let me explain in a single example all these four techniques. You will be easily understanding this. Let's go here. Okay, first, generally, if you want to go to your your relative home or your friend's home, what you will do? He will be saying this, boss, I am located in the Tirunelveli. This is my city. But how will you go now? And he mentioned that my native place is Nanganeri. What you will do? First you will reach to Tirunelveli. From Tirunelveli to you will go to Nanganeri. From Nanganeri to you will go to the particular the street and door number. Then you will reach there. So what you are doing actually? You are gripping one place and from that you are traversing to your destination. Similarly, our destination is address. I want to identify this address label. I want to create the XPath for address label. But what we need to do? We cannot directly go here. Why? There is no unique elements. But we can go using some other way. But we have this one, right? What is this? This is a unique one. What is the unique one? As per our location strategy, ID we don't have, but name we have, right? So let's use this one. What is that? Input at name is equal to address 1. So we reached here. Assume that we reached Tirunelveli. But where is our destination is located? Destination is located here, right? How can we go here? We cannot go directly from here to here, right? How can we go here? So we need to go back. What is that? Parent TD. Parent TD. Again you will be getting this. Parent mean what is actually? It's a keyword you should use. And some double colon operator. Okay, I'll repeat one more time. Forward slash parent, you need to type parent only, double colon td. So now where you reached? You reached here. Again, did you reach your destination? No. Where is your destination? Here. Okay, now you need to see, this is a td, this is also td. Okay, so this td both are a parent of tr. Okay, so this td is, it's a younger one, this is the elder one. So in technical perspective, we are calling as the preceding sibling. This is the following sibling. Can we go to the preceding sibling? Again you will be getting, but why do we need to go here? We need to go here only, but we need to go in the proper way. We cannot break it, right? So that is what we are going to do. We are going to the preceding sibling. Preceding sibling. Spelling is right. Preceding. Okay, we reached here. This is a preceding sibling. Finally, where we are actually? We are here. Now, this is what this technique is saying. Element E with preceding some sibling. Okay. So, element E means what? This is the input tag and the preceding sibling E. So, we are reached here. But we want to go here, right? Fine. Let's go here. So immediately can we go directly here? Yes, we can go font. Finally we reached here. Again B. Now we are here. So we grip B. This is, assume that this is the Tirunelveli. From Tirunelveli to we went to Nanganeri. From Nanganeri to we went to the the particular street. From the particular street to we are traversing to our destinations. It's a kind of, we are traversing, we are gripping one place, from that we are traversing and reaching our destination. Okay, so how we are physically or how we are practically reaching one address, similarly you can identify and create the XPath with the help of this preceding sibling. Hopefully you are able to follow this one. Okay, see, this is the one. Why we are using this preceding sibling? Because this element, we came to here, this element is the next one, this is a elder one, that is what? Preceding is nothing but the elder one. We went here and from that we are coming down. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can put it in my comments and you can like my videos also. And again you will be getting, what about the following sibling? Similarly you should identify the following sibling also. Okay, let's go here, following sibling. Suppose for example you want to identify this particular state state label with the help of the following sibling. Is it possible to identify? Yes, you can identify. How? Let's go here. Okay, let's go here. Input name is equal to city. Where we reached here. Where is our destination? Our destination is here. So what do we need to do? We need to go to here. Okay, what is there here? Parents. Parent of TD, parent of TR. Where we came to here. Okay, and what is this actually? These are all siblings. This is the Okay, and following sibling. Now we came to here. Why we are using this following sibling? Because he came from parent of this element is TD, parent of this TD is TR, and finally we are coming to here. Following sibling. And after that what we are going? Our element, where it is there actually? Our element is located here, right? Fine. Then immediately TD. TD means so many elements are here. So what we are looking actually? TD font A. TD font, sorry, B. Okay, here also there are so many matching. So which one is ours actually? It's a first one, right? So we can use, sorry, we can use index. Here you go. Okay, this is the way we can identify the elements. Okay, following siblings. Okay, hopefully you are able to follow this object identification technique. Okay, let me upload this video and you will easily learn it. Next one is how to prepare the XPath using this dynamic. Okay, assume that, okay, this one is, I couldn't find any particular site, so let's see. What do you mean by this one? An user interface element E that is in disabled mode. Assume that without entering the username and password, the submit button is always will be disabled mode. If you enter the mandatory field username and password, then only submit button is enabled. In such a scenario, you want to verify that the particular submit button is enabled or disabled. Okay, you want to find the particular element means, then you can use this one. I couldn't find any relevant site for this particular XPath, but you can learn it, you can use it. Maybe if the same scenario is coming on your project, then just use it, no issue. Okay, and what about this one? Not disabled. A user interface, the element that is enabled. Here, just go here. What is that? Input not disabled. Not disabled means you are able to enter anything, right? You are able to enter anything, right? It means it's a enabled one. So input tag which is not in disabled mode, just pull all the thing from the DOM. That is what it's doing. Okay, the element E or element that is in enabled mode, just to pull it. What about this one? The next technique, the checkbox that is in checked mode. Again you will be getting, but only for checkbox? No, it is applicable for radio button also. Let's go here. I'm just going to this particular site. Okay, do we have the checkbox here? Okay, so here is, I'm going to this flight booking. So here is, if you see, here is the first element is what is that? It is highlighting here. Why it is highlighted here? Because it is checked. What about the second one? This is also checked. Plus I want to identify this one. How can we do that? We can use index. Right? So Now it is already highlighting that one. But I want to identify the second element. You can use this. It means what actually? So this is checked. The element which is checked. Again you will be getting bus. You are always using star. It will be taking little time, right? So better you can use a respective element. Yes, you can use it. You can use input. Why? Because input tag. Getting? Fine. So that's all about the XPath. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like it and subscribe it, and in the coming video I'll be covering more about CSS selectors, okay, and slowly I'll be moving to Selenium and other parts also. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe and put your comments also. Thank you.